Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bitcoin.
Oh, stop. This is too much.
It is your birthday. Yeah. Why are you in such a bad mood, big bro?
It's nothing. I had 10 birthdays. So what? Apparently, I already died 339 times. Check this out.
Whoa! Damn, bro. Why are they doing this to you?
I don't know. Check this new crypto channel out. He thinks I'm over.
That's probably clickbait. What a shill.
Yeah, we should subscribe.
Hello, Crypto Gang. Welcome to another LamboLife video. In this video, I want to dig deeper on what Bitcoin means to all of us, especially those that need it the most, namely the people that are enduring atrocities of tyrannical governments. Bitcoin has impacted the world in more ways than I could ever conceive. Despite only being a 10-year-old currency, it is the beacon of hope. Because even if everything burns to the ground, Bitcoin will carry on. See you on the flip side. One of the crypto industry's biggest mystery is its founder. When Satoshi dropped the Bitcoin white paper online for the world to see, it was only 9 pages long, but the whole network had already been coded. Nobody took it seriously. Not at first. There were a few programmers who saw potential, but that's about it. But little did they know, something was creeping inside of them, like an itch you can't scratch away. Something not written within the contents but between the lines. Freedom. Yes, economic freedom. But more than that, freedom from government control. But we need to realize that this type of freedom won't leave the world in chaos. There are still rules to follow, it's just that there will be more choices and no one is in charge of the rules anymore, nor should anyone have arbitrary control over others. On the 3rd of January in 2009, the first event in Bitcoin's transaction history transpired. In the Genesis block, Satoshi embedded an important note indicating the intent behind Bitcoin. The note stated, and I quote, "The Times, 03 January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks." This was a reference to a cover story by the London Times following the 2008 global crisis, which hinted that Satoshi blamed the financial sector for the horrible situation they were in. Bitcoin was intended by Satoshi to free our finances from the clutches of governments and institutions.
Based on trust, that's based on consensus of the community, not on a bank, not on, the government.
And when Satoshi vanished, others continued this work. As time went by, the visions of freedom became bigger. More people came in and contributed to Bitcoin's code. Since then, the industry has grown to unimaginable proportions and we have over 2,000 different variations of Bitcoin, some from totally different technologies. We're past the point of no return. The genie is out of the box, folks. And no, I'm not talking about BTC alone. I'm talking about the idea of Bitcoin. Because that's what it is. An idea of freedom. And you can't kill ideas. So many brilliant minds are already hell-bent on building, thriving in this space. It's not all unicorns and Lambos. The industry is highly competitive considering that most cryptocurrencies are trying to achieve the same thing but in different ways. There's a lot of scammers too. It's a dog-eats-dog world out here. But that's not gonna stop our dream. If anything, we'll utilize whatever hype the media cooks up in order to educate the people who come here only for monetary gains. We'll tell them that Lambos are not the highest award you get, but notice that a whole revolution is unfolding before our very eyes. We just need to zoom out and see the bigger picture here. Don't worry, you can get your Lambo too. We all want fast cars, big houses, and shiny things. But at the end of the day, you will realize that we are all connected and that no matter how rich and extravagant our individual lives become, it'll never be enough. This is something that I realized as I grew older. We'll always be affected by the suffering around us because we are inseparably part of everything that there is. If we don't fix this broken system, there will be terrible consequences. It's unsustainable for a world economy to be artificially designed as inflationary when we're living in a world with finite resources. To bring about this utopian financial system, we need to work together and support each other, not the other way around. Let's stop all this bashing. My coin is better than yours because this and that. Enough. We're arguing in circles, often disagreeing on semantics and abstractions. It's not helping.
That makes Bitcoin Bitcoin is censorship resistance, transaction immutability, cost of production, and fixed money supply.
Well, Bitcoin Cash is the Bitcoin based on a
But
list
still,
of criteria that I
it
gave.
doesn't matter.
Can you define what you mean by intrinsic value?
Yeah, it means that this gives Bitcoin value, like intrinsically, and being sound money is valuable.
I think you basically have no clue what you're talking about, and I'll tell you why politely. I will argue that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value whatsoever, and the value of Bitcoin is in the mind of the person that owns or is using the Bitcoin.
Think how much progress we could have made if we concentrated our efforts on positive things like actually biddling. Create something that can help the ecosystem. If you don't have the tech skills, maybe you could design a better interface for a wallet. Or you could help educate people who are new to the space. Teach them how to buy on Binance. That way you can earn on referrals. Education is primarily important, especially that we're in this point in the development phase. Where we are is like, we're not too early for things to be too difficult to learn, but also not too late that it becomes unnecessary to know the underlying technology. It's the same with electricity and other potent innovation. It's everywhere, but we don't notice it anymore. Nor does the average person know how the electric grid distributes electricity. At some point, blockchain will be the same, but I think we're a decade away from that. Could be earlier, nobody knows really. It's still 2019, so don't get too excited yet. Learn as much as you can. Understand the underlying technology of these cryptocurrencies. At this point, you can't possibly learn too much. There's so much we don't know yet. But here's one thing we do know. We could make a decentralized, autonomous world. It hasn't happened yet, but it exists in our minds as an idea. And ideas are immortal. Damn, it feels good to be in crypto. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a prosperous year ahead. More love, more income, more success, more pussy. Cat. Till next time. See you guys.